In the Southwest and in Ogun State, the issue of waste management is the focus of this year's World Environment Day. As the state is gradually becoming an emerging economy, the state is set to come up with a legal framework to deal with pollution on all sides.
Ogun State, as a member of the global community, is not warned against various environmental challenges facing humanity today, and therefore has our own share of the pie. First, as a rapidly developing state in terms of urbanization, huge pressure is being put on infrastructures. Increase in quantities and variabilities of waste generation without disposal practices that is far below best global practices. Deteriorating urban air quality due to combustion, exhaust from vehicles and generators occasioned by erratic power supply, flood and erosion, which, thanks to the efforts of the state government under the leadership of His Excellency Senator Ibikunle Amosun and FCA, has greatly curtailed through construction of Ogun Standard roads. It is an open truth today in Ogun State that in Nigeria that Ogun remains the most rapidly industrializing state in Nigeria, and as at the last count, has the largest number of industries, manufacturing facilities. While this feat confers good economic advantage, however, it does not come without its attendant environmental challenges in terms of industrial effluent discharges, generation of waste streams requiring special handling, gaseous emission discharges, and massive utilization of environmental resources that is not properly regulated and controlled, could result in irreparable environmental damages with great potential for future disaster.
Oyo State is also in the southwest and is faced with the problems of flooding disaster, particularly in Ido local government, one of the agrarian community. There are fears that as the rainy season moves to its peak, there may be more destruction. The major concern is the Omiadio River, which overflows its banks every year when it rains heavily.
This thing is beyond everybody's imaginations. This is a natural disaster, which I want the federal government to come to our aid in the local government. This thing is beyond what the local government chairman can handle.
Ruth Jambol is a lecturer at the University of Jos and an environmentalist. She attributes some of the challenges on the environment to include pressure on the available resources such as land, deforestation, soil erosion, and the pollution of the aquatic environment.
Land resources are being pressured. There's the pressure for housing, the need for housing, there's the need for food. So you're cultivating the land more than you ought to. You are you're taking more water. There's more need for more water. Then you're also, for building, you're removing trees to roof your houses, and so those are now causing other issues like deforestation, erosion, soil erosion, because of the use of land is so intense, and then also as you're farming the land so intensely, you're also causing other things to the soil as well, soil degradation. You're causing salinity because you're adding more chemicals. You cannot just do it, farm more on a piece of land without adding other things. Yes, you're adding fertilizers, you're adding chemicals, and you're also destroying wildlife and animals as well. So there's so much, really. That's why I said it's such a wide, issue. So when you start from one matter, it goes into so many more. And so our lifestyles as human beings is really affecting our environment. And if we're not aware of it, the way we are going, we're not going to be able to sustain life for too long on this planet at this rate. And that's why in the year 2000 or so, the issue of sustainability, sustainable development came up. Because whatever we're doing must be sustainable. We must be able to leave something for the future generations that are coming. So waste disposal, very important also, because we are many, we're generating a lot of waste. Our consumption habits, what are we eating? How do we dispose of the materials with which we are manufacturing and packaging whatever we are consuming, also is very important. When we talk about pressure, we are looking at urbanization more or less, because most of the environmental issues are seen in the urban areas. They are more glaring in the urban areas. So now urbanization is, there are two things that cause urbanization. Basically, that's natural increase in terms of population increase and migration.
Ruth calls for an immediate government intervention on the environment to include policies, plans and programs that will also have a synergy with the populace.
Will I say coordinate whatever interventions must be done. And basically, these interventions are done by policies, by plans and by programs. Okay, the policies need to be well articulated. For instance, climate change is an issue, is one very important environmental issue. The government should be able to know what are the things that cause climate change, okay, and then they will now articulate policies in that regard. For instance, gas flaring, we know, is one of the things that is causing our ozone layer to be depleted and making the environment very warm. So government has been able to come up with policies that reduce the flaring of gas to the extent that it is now being channeled. As much gas as possible is being channeled into other things, liquefying it and making it available for other products and other ways of uses. Okay, so those are most of the major interventions that can help to mitigate some of these issues. Basically, they are policy issues, but the implementation is the main problem. Who are the people to implement these policies? You see, when the citizens are not aware that there's even a policy, how does it get implemented? The bodies that are implementing may just come and say, oh, well, we are no longer, okay, maybe for instance, they'll say, we are going to put waste baskets out on the streets for waste disposal. And then you've not educated the people as to the reason why you need to put your waste in waste baskets and not throw them on the road. So as far as they are concerned, you put decoration for them on the road as waste baskets. But when you get the people involved, the issue of policy implementation must be participatory along with the people. You don't just make a policy without involving the people. When you involve the people in the policy, they make it their own, and so they carry it out. Okay, so even for like water pollution, for instance, if you're able to make the people understand that some of these sicknesses that you people are having is because you are polluting the water with your waste, with other things, they will, now take it upon themselves to ensure that nobody pollutes the water. So most of the issues are, like I said, issues of policy, issues of programs and